civilization that doesn't thrive on conflict.
Welcome back. Please support the Farscape Continues project by clicking on the link in the description below. This video's topic is conflict. People who teach creative writing say you can't have a story without conflict.
Do you think we can all get along for 3 microns?
No.
Some people do prefer conflict, like the functionary running the Farscape channel wanting to stir up a fan conflict.
That's frowned.
I refuse to play that game. But since art imitates life, it has inspired me to think about conflict in Farscape the original series. And yeah, there's a lot of it. After Crichton has his fun little jaunt through the wormhole, he finds himself thrown into the midst of a conflict. Moya and her inhabitants are trying to escape the Peacekeepers. The Peacekeepers are trying to bully Moya and her inhabitants. Aaron says hello through conflict. Dargo thrives on conflict. Grace gets off on it. And it all goes on from there. Conflict is an easy way to create tension in a story, and the Farscape writers do an excellent job of filling the episodes with conflict. Every episode has one or both of 2 types of conflict, physical and emotional. Physical conflict, in its most straightforward, is the fight for survival, something our friends on Moya have to do all the time. They are forced to constantly flee for their lives, first from Grace, then from Scorpius, then from Graza, and in between from a variety of nasty, icky aliens. Emotional conflict is more difficult to portray, but this is where Farscape truly excels as a show. Each character has to overcome internal emotional conflicts, mostly because of their difficult pasts. I discuss these internal conflicts at length in my videos on each character. Another continual theme in the first 2 seasons of the original series is the characters having to deal with their exile. They are all lost, far from home and alienated from everything they once knew. 2 characters also have to work through their emotional conflict of reconciling their new situation with their propensity for physical conflict. Dargo and Aaron are soldiers, and they don't know how to get along with others. Both of them have to learn how to tame their violent instincts in order to be more effective members of the team on Moya, and ironically, to become better soldiers. The catalyst for Dargo and Aaron's changes is our hero John Crichton. Dargo and Aaron both initially treat Crichton with suspicion and hostility. They know physical conflict, so they relate to the alien Crichton through conflict. Once Dargo and Aaron start to deal with their internal conflicts, they learn to trust themselves and so can better trust Crichton. Dargo becomes Crichton's close friend, and Aaron becomes Crichton's close, much more than friend. Crichton is the center of most of the conflict in the show. He's shot through a wormhole into the midst of a whole mess of conflict. For a long time, Crichton has no time to focus on any internal conflict. He has to fight to survive by escaping those who want to kill him or slice up his brain. Crichton is not a soldier, but he is forced to fight and to kill. Eventually, the consequences of the physical conflict creates an emotional conflict for him.
Guess what I did at work today? I wore a bomb. Tomorrow I could have a bigger bomb. I could kill more people.
The Crichton body count is huge, and he's aware of it. We never see him address that psychological damage, so it is still there. That's a hint to any writers of a continuation series. Not surprisingly, a group of very different people thrown together against their will have difficulty getting along with each other. Dargo and Aaron initially don't get along with anyone. Rigel is, well, Rigel. He's above that getting along thing. Zan is much better at getting along with people, but her internal conflicts darken her relationships. Pilot, of course, is the undisputed champion at getting along with everyone. God, I miss Pilot most of all. Crichton has no choice but to try to get along with people. As each new cast member is thrown together with the original group, there is conflict. Gianna is the first, and wow, does she not get along with anyone.
Maybe it just... Okay, so I took it. Arrest
Look,
me.
Gianna, when we agreed to let you
And
stay
you
on,
leave
Moira,
it out again.
you
Okay.
promised to adapt to our ways.
I've changed my mind. You adapt to me. I've changed my mind.
Yeah, Gianna is just slightly antisocial. But Gianna comes around pretty quickly, especially after she deals with her biggest internal conflict about her brother. Grace, more or less, joins the family on Moya, though he remains an outsider. Talon becomes an extension of Grace's emotional conflicts, from his feeling of isolation to his anger at the peacekeepers for his loss of home. Grace is in conflict with Talon as an extension of his internal conflict. Grace's emotional conflict is only finally resolved when he sacrifices himself through physical conflict.
Talon. Starburst.
Jewel comes to Moya with a big chip on her bare shoulder. She's haughty and belligerent and whines a lot. She's quick to resort to conflict and has the hair to prove it. I'll put Sikozu and Scorpius together because they both interact with the universe only through conflict. Sikozu blasts into the show and bullies and snarks at everyone. She has an awesome smile, but most of the time she's either rolling her eyes or sneering at someone. Some fans wonder why Sikozu is drawn to Scorpius, but her attraction is because they share a conflict-based view of life. Scorpius was born an abomination, and what natural sentiment he has, and he does have some, has been overwhelmed by the emotional scars of the abuse he received from the Scarans. Scorpius is highly resourceful and intelligent, but he is a wounded animal. He knows only two modes of conflict: patiently waiting to strike and striking. Seriously, what more is there to Scorpius's life? Then there are the Scarans, who also seem to lack any hobbies or a sense of fun, and know only conflict. Whether or not they truly want to conquer the galaxy as Scorpius fears, the Scarans certainly aren't trying to win anyone over with friendliness. While most other species in the galaxy say hi, Scarans greet you with a heat probe and demand that you reveal your secrets.
I will have that power! Humbling, ain't it?
Is it possible to do science fiction without conflict? Probably not. Conflict moves a plot by motivating characters to action. Sure, you could watch puppies. Pretend they are alien puppies. But many prefer to watch conflict, because conflict is about control over others. And people who feel a lack of control in their lives like to see dominance of others on screen. Of course, that's not why you love Farscape, right?